met Bat after I got off the road with Grant Green. I was out there 11 years. I came back home and I got a studio up on Fifth Avenue next to Shirley's Bar. And it was Pittsburgh Outdoor Advertising had it. We had a view of the clock, and it was like, because we were not used to living in apartments or anything, so we always got a storefront or some kind of warehouse situation. So when I got that one there, and guys found out I just got back home, all the musicians came around, and then the artists started coming around, and Bat was one of the guys, along with him and T-Moore and a bunch of other artists that came through, and kind of just gravitated and stayed. Very flamboyant kind of character. So he was this guy, he got the straw hat on, you know, in a cape. Cape, and he always cut his clothes up, you know, the fringe, the sleeves and the bottoms and everything. And he wore blue jeans that he was cutting holes in them and cutting them in way before everybody started doing that. And he used to wear this a bandolier, I think he wore a little belt with all the bullets in it. and he said, and I was in the leather at that particular time, so I said, hey, you need something to hold that hammer with, because he was just sticking it down in there. So he said, yeah, I'm gonna have to get one. I said, well, here's one right here. And he looked at it, and it was a hammer. It was one of those belts that holds a hammer. So he wore that part of his outfit.
Okay.
Then he did.
He got that from you.
Yeah. And then he started doing things like tying bandanas around his knees and ties and stuff like that. Instead of wearing them around his neck, he wore them around his knees. And I was making ties out of leather. Bat came around, T-Moore, Dave LaRocca, Vince Genova, J.C. Moses. He came back to Pittsburgh a little bit later after we moved from the studio up on Fifth Avenue. We moved down on Dinwoody and Fifth. And that was the Studios B. And we laid there for a while, and it got too small as usual. And then we found this warehouse up on Dinwoody. It was an old drugstore warehouse. It had old therapeutics in it, the roof was bad. And this guy, Pittsburgh, Florida real estate had it. We went out there to Monroe and talked him out of it. And so he could let us have the building, but it was tore up. The roof was bad and all those drugstore therapeutics was in there. So we all got together and cleaned it up.
Was Bat coming in and making things in that shared studio?
Yeah, Bat moved in.
Oh, okay.
He moved in. He came one day and never left. So it was an environment where Bat, T-Moore, and everybody, all the artists, were creating artwork in this studio. And all night and all day long. We didn't have a front door key. And then we had other people come through, like plumbers, supposed to be plumbers, people living in the neighborhood. I'm gonna help you build this. He was in love with life, you know, he was flamboyant. He didn't believe in anything but himself and his artwork. You know, he didn't even believe in God, man. He was that kind of guy, you know. Up in Alaska, he was at the bar and he had his stick and everything, and there was bells all around the bar, right? And so Bat tapped the bell, ding. He tapped it 3 times. And then a little later, the bar maid came over and said, that'll be $300 and something.
For tapping the bell?
Yeah, because every time you tap that bell, that bit give the house a round. This is a corner that night we were talking about it. I did a wooden sculpture, but I sold it back. Well, this piece here, Bat did is a corner. We presented for the corner of Darnley and Cascade in Atlanta, and this was supposed to be a 100-story building with office space all in here. You know, where you can go in through different points, and then you can go in here and then take the elevator up to different floors. But
Okay,
it looks
still,
yeah, you look at elevators in different, inverted pyramid, yeah.
And so he designed this, almost like an architectural design.
Yeah, this is architecture.
Yeah, for a building though.
Yeah, this is for not just a building, but it's like a city,
a whole block.
A whole block with commerce and traffic and trade, like housing Green space, stores and shops all around through this area here, office buildings in here. See, this comes out. And see, if you were coming through this building, you'd come in through this elevator shaft. And then you'd ride up into these different floors.